Hey everybody, welcome back to the While We Still Can podcast book club. We are reading On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century. And if you're catching up, go back and listen to the intro, the prologue, and then chapter 1. We are currently on chapter 2, titled Defend Institutions. It is institutions that help us to preserve decency. They need our help as well. Do not speak of, quote, our institutions, unquote, unless you make them yours by acting on their behalf. Institutions do not protect themselves. They fall one after the other unless each is defended from the beginning. So choose an institution that you care about. A court, a newspaper, a law, a labor union, and take its side. We tend to assume that institutions will automatically maintain themselves against even the most direct attacks. This was the very mistake that some German Jews made about Hitler and the Nazis after they had formed a government. On February 2nd, 1933, for example, a leading newspaper for German Jews published an editorial expressing this mislaid trust. It goes on to say, "We do not subscribe to the view that Mr. Hitler and his friends, now finally in possession of the power they have so long desired, will implement the proposals circulating in a Nazi newspaper. They will not suddenly deprive German Jews of their constitutional rights, nor close them in ghettos, nor subject them to the jealous and murderous impulses of the mob. They cannot do this because a number of crucial factors hold powers in check, and they clearly do not want to go down that road. When one acts as a European power, the whole atmosphere tends toward ethical reflection upon one's better self and away from revisiting one's earlier oppositional posture." Okay, that's the end of the quote. And it goes on to say, "Such was the view of many reasonable people in 1933, just as it is the view of many reasonable people now. The mistake is to assume that rulers who come to power through institutions cannot change or destroy those very institutions, even when that is exactly what they have announced that they will do." Tina, are you listening to this? Okay.
It's what we've been screaming on the rooftops, and it's what people are about to fuck around and find out.
I bet Timothy Snyder is just one frustrated dude right now. Oh my God. He literally wrote a book. Okay, continuing on. "Revolutionaries sometimes do intend to destroy institutions all at once. This was the approach of the Russian Bolsheviks. Sometimes institutions are deprived of vitality and function, turned into a simulacrum of what they once were, so that they gird the new order rather than resisting it. This is what the Nazis called Gleichschaltung." Do that again. This is what the Nazis called Gleichschaltung.
I think that's what Donald Trump was doing to his microphone the other day.
It took less than a year for the new Nazi order to consolidate. By the end of 1933, Germany had become a one-party state in which all major institutions had been humbled. That November, German authorities held parliamentary elections without opposition and a referendum on an issue where the correct answer was known to confirm the new order. Some German Jews voted as the Nazi leaders wanted them to, in hope that this gesture of loyalty would bind the new system to them. That was a vain hope. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter. So it's like, oh man, I mean, we're just living through it right now.
So it makes me want to pull my hair out with all of these. I'm telling you, yesterday I got mansplained a couple times by some older men that literally told me he can't do those things. The things he says he's going to do, he can't do. That's illegal. It's all talk. And it sounds exactly like what you just read to me. He's not going to do that. He can't do that. Or like the Latinos voting for Trump. Or the LGBTQ people voting for Donald Trump. It's not going to keep you safe. Pledging your loyalty will not keep you safe. He will throw you in that cattle car just as quick.
Yep.
And scary. So beware. And every time that someone tells me that, oh, that's not going to happen, we have rules in place for that, I wish them well on. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope they're right too. But
I really do. I really hope they're
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Maybe Donald Trump will be the best president. Like, I hope whatever happens that it's good for the country. And I feel like the other side does not feel that way. They just want to own the libs.
Yeah,
They don't give
no
a fuck.
matter what. Right.
And that's the difference. I would like for everyone, whoever is in charge, I want it to be okay.
Yeah.
But so defend the institutions. They already have cracks from the past 8 years. Okay.
Right. Let's talk about some of the ones that he listed. Let's see. He was just, rattling off a list of institutions, but let's see. It says choose an institution you care about. A court. Okay, so like the courts have been influenced already. Like we all know about the Supreme Court, wildly off of balance, and then just people like Eileen Cannon down in Florida. Her shenanigans down there in her court case has significantly changed the outcome of what justice should be. So, okay, the court, a newspaper. We talked last week about how the newspapers were like obeying in advance so that, Jeff Bezos didn't want to piss off the government in case lest he lose his, make a few billion less on his contracting situation.
A free and fair press is necessary for a healthy democracy, and we can already see it being encroached.
Right. Well, and the reason we're in this mess is because, the media, instead of basically trying to educate the public, is trying to make money. And in order to do that, they have to take
up
steps.
Emotions.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump does that.
Or they're just basically they're owned to spin things right or whichever way. But the right's obviously doing a better job than the left is as far as spin goes. A labor union. We're talking about libraries, right? And you remember the libraries, they were threatening to defund the libraries. Education, our educational system is, if they get rid of the Department of Education, which that's what they want to do. We've kind of talked about that, RIP, your kids, what's it called?
The IEP?
Yeah, RIP, your kids' IEP, because that comes from the federal side of things.
If you privatize all the schools, there'll be no schools that will accept children with learning disabilities, and there'll be no money funded for it, and those children will get left behind.
Yeah, so I guess people just have to go pay for a private school and hope that it's decent, because
if they let your child in.
Yeah, if they let your child in, and it's going to cost a lot. And again, you don't know if they're getting a quality education or not, because private schools don't have to follow the rules, the
public school system.
Yeah, the standardized guidelines. Yeah, things that are, or have teachers that have credentials. They don't care.
Benchmarks.
They don't have to do that. Yeah. So, you may wind up with your kid in a great school, or you might not. So good luck. It's going to be up to your shitty state.
And your child will probably be praying in school soon. So there's that.
So let's hope that they're following the religion that you want, because that's going to be out of your control too.
Yep.
Anyway, on that note, so find an institution that you want to support and do so.
Look in your community, see if there are any ways or like openings for, city council, things of that nature, like get your voice heard.
Yeah.
People get lazy.
Mm-hmm. School board, if you feel strongly about your local school's decisions, and it's probably going to become more important now if there's no federal oversight, then if you want somebody sane on that school board, you better volunteer it for yourself.
I know.
I feel lucky, because my kids are through school. I mean, I'm just being super selfish right now, but
oh no, you're.
I'm lucky.
That's I'm not going to be a good homeschooler. So I'm not going to be a good trad wife. So sorry, guys.
Trad wife fail. Yeah.
Oh God, I know. You're like, don't you fucking expect this house to be clean?
Okay, so that was chapter 2. We're going to be back with chapter 3 soon, and chapter 3 title is Beware of the One-Party State. So that's what we have to look forward to next time.
Oh, I thought you meant in our future.
And you know what, people? If you need to set aside a time to listen to this podcast when you've got some alcohol in your hand, good for you.
Yes, just like
Good for
Kamala
you.
playing those board games. Did you see that on Twitter? She was playing
I
board
did.
games with her nieces, and she had a glass of wine, and people
Was
were
she
like,
playing?
"You're playing a
Playing
game
Sorry?
with wine."
I'd be
I know.
playing Sorry.
So sorry. She's playing life. She's playing Monopoly, putting Donald Trump in jail. Okay, I'm done.
All right.
Okay.
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you soon.